The library we are honoring and celebrating today had its origins in the late 1880s thanks to the dedication and determination of a group of San Rafael women whose vision began with opening a combination coffee house and reading room. On April 20th, 1887, the Women's Christian Temperance Union established a coffee house and reading room in the downtown area of San Rafael. Fundraising, donations, and monthly Library Association fees allowed them to rent a building on 4th Street. The group formally presented the library to the town trustees on April 30th, 1890, with assets that included more than 1,000 books. Soon after, the town trustees levied a library tax to support the free library. At the time, there was no high school in San Rafael, and some high school classes were being held in the grammar school on 4th Street near Shaver. A bond measure to build the high school failed in 1897, but was successfully passed the following year with an added inducement to include a space for the free library. However, when the new high school was completed in 1899, trustees decided not to move the library due to increased operating expenses. 4 years later, the library was finally moved to the high school on East Street and remained there for the next 5 years. So, how did San Rafael raise the money in order to build the library? William Morrow, a U.S. District Court judge for Northern California, was not only a citizen of San Rafael, but also served as a trustee of the Carnegie Institution and was a close personal friend of Carnegie. Judge Morrow arranged to have lunch with his friend at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City to ask for help. Over lunch, Morrow encouraged Carnegie to help build the library. When Carnegie offered to donate $12,500, Morrow very humbly reminded his friend that he himself was a citizen of San Rafael. Carnegie responded by saying, "I shall not let that fact stand to the prejudice of San Rafael, and so I will make it $25,000 out of pure sympathy for the San Rafael people." The library trustees raised another $6,500 needed to purchase the library site on 5th and E. The deed for the lot was filed on March 1st, 1906, but an event quite well known in history delayed the start of construction. The San Francisco earthquake and fire on April 18, 1906 devastated the city and made homeless tens of thousands of residents, many of whom took refuge in or ultimately moved to Marin County. With all Northern California construction firms working around the clock to resurrect San Francisco, the building of San Rafael's library was put on hold for a couple of years. The dedication of the new San Rafael Public Library in its elegant Carnegie building took place on January 9, 1909. The building was designed by the Reed brothers, one of the best known and most well-respected architectural firms in San Francisco. Notice the outside steps to the front entrance of the original building. A new addition was dedicated on February 28, 1960. Local architect Gordon Phillips was hired to design a 6,000 square foot addition that would more than double the library's size. He placed the addition on the north facade, removed the exterior steps and second floor entry, and altered the windows in the Carnegie building to match the new addition. A few years later, San Rafael once again outgrew its library, and the next step was to enclose the parking area under the 1960 addition. Work was completed on that project in 1976. And today, we celebrate the grand reopening of the San Rafael Library after extensive remodeling. This edifice has stood the test of time and has come a long way from the Women's Christian Temperance Union Coffee House and Free Library of 1887.